I'll start from Steve first. Steve, how is sound produced in the human voice?
What?
How is sound produced in the human voice?
Sound is produced in human voice from our voice, vocal cords vibrates.
Okay. So why cannot we see all the vibration there? Like coming from why we cannot see the vibration of tuning fork?
The vibration occur from the air particle moving.
No, why cannot we see the vibration of tuning fork?
Or 24 because it happens very fast.
Ada?
Yes. We can explain the 24 move from inward to outward.
Now I go to Vincent. Vincent, can you mention the difference between frequency and pitch? The relationship of frequency and pitch.
That's the science subject.
Yeah, this is science.
The pitch.
Okay, so now we want to mention the relationship between the pitch and the frequency.
The relationship between the pitch and the frequency is pitch depends on the frequency.
Sorry?
It depends on the frequency. So if the frequency is high, the pitch is so high. If the frequency is low, the pitch is so low.
Oh, okay. What happens if two sounds have the same frequency but different amplitude? What will happen if the two sounds have the same frequency but different amplitude? We go to the past now. Mengapa air rasa tidak berbahaya bagi manusia?
Karena air rasa dapat menyebabkan iritasi. Air rasa berbahaya karena dapat menyebabkan iritasi pada kulit manusia.
Analisislah kenapa air rasa masih dapat digunakan meskipun dia berbahaya. Berikan contoh pemanfaatannya.
Rasa tetap digunakan karena memiliki banyak manfaat seperti dapat digunakan untuk menjadi bahan untuk termometer dan contoh penggunaannya itu saat mengukur suhu dalam tubuh menggunakan termometer di dalamnya ada air.
Kenapa emas digunakan sebagai perhiasan? Kenapa emas digunakan sebagai perhiasan? Okay, move to the next question. Leo, mengapa emas digunakan sebagai senjata?
Oh, sama. Emas digunakan sebagai senjata kalau memiliki kualitas seperti berkilau dan dapat mudah dibuat.
Dan apa?
Dapat mudah dibuat, kita bisa ubah ke berbagai bentuk.
Steve, jelaskan apa fungsi dari panel surya.
Panel surya. Fungsi dari panel surya itu untuk menciptakan menciptakan elektrik dari sinar cahaya matahari.
Okay. Now we go to the math. Analyze the difference between 2.5. There are two coordinates here. Two coordinates. The coordinate is 2.5 and 5.2. So you analyze what is the difference between these 2 points. No, you write the answer.
Right, answer.
Yeah. What is the difference between the first coordinate and the second coordinate? The first coordinate is 2.5 and the second coordinate is 5.2. The rest of them, come on, quick. Take your answer. Next, suatu fungsi yaitu fx sama dengan tolong ya. Fungsi x yaitu 6x tambah 3. Fungsi x sama dengan 6x tambah 3. Fungsi x tanda panah fx ya. Fx yaitu 6x tambah 3.
Ya.
Jika fx sama dengan 21, jika fx sama dengan 21, berapakah nilai x-nya?
Ini bicara
Mengenai jika fx sama dengan 21.
Jika fx sama dengan 21, berapakah nilai x-nya? bagian 6 berapa?
Hah?
18 bagian 6 berapa? Oke. Lanjut. So now we start from computer first. I'll start class from what is the purpose of changing the field size property in design view?
So that we can change the size. For example, like surname for 30 characters. So the maximum of the surname is only 30 characters.
Which advantage is mentioned for using lookup list when entering data?
Which what?
Which advantage? What is the advantage? Yes, what is the advantage of using the lookup list when entering data?
The advantage is it lookup list.
Yeah.
It helps us easier to find the data. I don't know.
Eugene, what is the advantage of using lookup list when entering data?
Lookup list can help us save time. Like we have to choose lookup list and then we put, for example, we put last month exam. So when we do the data, we can just choose it. We need to type it.
Okay. Okay, Kelly, what is the main purpose of primary key in relational database? What is the main purpose of the primary key in a relational database? Kenapa? Are you Kelly? Or can you mention what do you know about the primary key in a relational database? Present?
I think primary key is like the most important part of the database.
So what is the main purpose of a primary key?
To make the data
Okay. Next, we go to the next question. Okay, Rizal, mengapa air rasa berbahaya bagi manusia?
karena air raksa itu beracun bagi manusia karena dia itu kalau misalnya kita bersentuhan dengan air raksa itu bisa terluka atau pokoknya bisa terluka lah. Jadi karena itu beracun bagi tubuh manusia.
Ini beracun bagi tubuh manusia. Oke. Oke, jadi kita tahu bahwasannya air raksa itu berbahaya, tapi kenapa dia masih digunakan? Oke.
Air raksa tetap digunakan karena masih ada gunanya, yaitu
itu saya rasa mudah mendidih, muat, mudah muat. Jadi saya rasa bisa digunakan di termometer.
Mengapa emas digunakan sebagai perhiasan?
Karena emas gampang dibentuk dan tidak mudah berkarat.
Itu saja.
Kan buat perhiasan.
Tidak besi juga tidak mudah berkarat dan gampang dibentuk.
Ya.
Tapi kenapa dia tidak dijadikan sebagai perhiasan?
Apa?
Kenapa dia tidak dijadikan sebagai perhiasan? Besi kan juga tidak mudah berkarat dan dia juga
Besi mudah.
Besi tidak mudah berkarat.
Mengapa emas digunakan sebagai perhiasan?
Ya, dia gampang dibentuk. Dia juga tidak mudah berkarat. Satu lagi apa?
Bisa investasi.
Oke.
Karena bershiny.
Dia menilai itu.
Ya.
Tidak semua benda-benda dari logam menilai.
Itu mengira.
Mana? Ini perak. Nomor 4. Mengapa aluminium tahan terhadap karat?
Karena di aluminium ada lapisan yang menjaga untuk tidak terkarat dan melindungi dari udara dari oksigen dan air.
Apa fungsi dari panel surya?
Fungsi dari panel surya dalam membuat cahaya matahari menjadi energi listrik.
Okay. Now we move to the science. Explain what is the relationship between frequency and pitch.
The relationship between frequency and pitch depends on frequency. So higher the pitch means higher the frequency, and lower the pitch means lower the frequency. For example,
Okay, number 2. Okay, what will happen if the sound has what will happen if two sounds have the same frequency but different amplitude?
If two sounds have same frequency, different amplitude.
Yeah.
If two sounds have the same frequency but different amplitude, then one of the sound it will be one louder and the other one softer because yeah.
How about the pitch? How about the frequency?
Wait. The pitch, if the frequency is, so because the frequency is the same, but, and then the pitch will be the same.
Okay.
Is it? Is it?
Okay, Eugene, why does the sound with a large amplitude sound louder?
it sounds louder because amplitude depends on how loud or soft the sound is. So, the question?
Why does the sound with a large amplitude sound louder?
Yeah, so if the amplitude is bigger, that means the sound will be louder because amplitude depends on how loud and how soft the sound is.
Can you mention the relationship between the amplitude and the vibration? What happens to the vibration if the sound has a large amplitude?
Vibration go faster.
Goes faster.
Yeah.
Faster or slower? Talking about the pitch.
Slower.
It's getting worse.
Okay, faster. It's faster.
Next, Kelly. How do the length and thickness of string affect the pitch?
What?
How do the length and thickness of strings affect the pitch?
It affects the pitch because if the string is long and thin, it will produce a high pitch sound, while the long.
Now we start from the first indicator first. What if the string is short? What
If
happens to the
it's
pitch?
short and thin, it will produce a high pitch sound. The thick and long one will produce a low pitch.
Oh wow. Explain again, explain. Explain again.
The short and thin one will produce a high pitch sound.
Okay?
And the thick and long one will produce a low pitch sound.
Okay, Brazil. Imagine you're doing a simple experiment using a rubber band. You stretch over a box and you plug the rubber band softly. Then plug the same rubber band harder. Which one is sound louder?
The louder is the rubber band that plug harder. Because
So, which one has a greater amplitude?
the second one.
Okay, next we go to the math. Write down, mention the difference between these two coordinates. Okay, these two coordinates, 2.5 and 5.2. What is the difference? Eugene?
Wait.
X. Sebuah fungsi X, fx sama dengan 6x tambah 3. Fx yaitu 6x tambah 3. Fx 6x tambah 3. Tentukan berapa nilai x jika fx sama dengan 21. Jika fx sama dengan 21, berapakah nilai x?
Jika X sama dengan 21.
Jika fx sama dengan 21, berapakah nilai x-nya? Sebuah fungsi x dinyatakan 6x tambah 3. Oke.
Is it 6?